You actually turned it off. Okay. So, thank you all for coming. We have one last comedian. And this man, he made a deal with the devil. He asked, please, can you make me funny? And the devil said, yes, but I will take your laugh and you will sound like a dying hyena when you laugh. Our last comedian, Adam Castro!
I'm not gonna laugh for you guys so you hear what it sounds like. That would be ridiculous. How's everybody doing? I hope you all had a wonderful winter break. My winter break actually had kind of a rocky start. I had a little bit of a cancer scare over winter break. Not like a real one, more like a cool, fun cancer scare that I can joke about in comedy shows. Basically what happened was I found a lump on my neck, which is gross to say. It turned out to be nothing, but I'm a little bit of a pessimist when it comes to health issues, but I don't really panic. So basically I found a lump on my neck and I was like, oh yeah, that's cancer. It's about time. My life's been going too good for too long. It's about time my life took a hard left. I actually got so nervous I ended up going to urgent care the first Saturday morning of winter break. And here's a hot take about urgent care. I'm not a big fan. I would say if you have the chance to go to urgent care, maybe pass. There are more fun things to do in your spare time. This is why the nurse and doctor that I got, both separately, told me the only way to remove the lump on my neck was to chop my head off with a guillotine. And I want to be very clear, not a guillotine, the French weapon used to decapitate people. They both separately said that they would use a guillotine, which made me think they weren't real doctors. And in general, of course it was a joke, but as a comedian and a hypochondriac, that joke, so funny. It's funny because, I'll tell you why. I know explaining jokes isn't good, but I'll tell you why it was funny. I thought I was going to die of cancer, and they took that and flipped it on its head and told me, you're not going to die of cancer, we're going to kill you ourselves. That really lightened the mood. I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of joke telling, but I feel like doctors should at least know how to read a room. It was a Saturday morning, I had a lump on my neck, I thought I was going to die, and both of them walked into the room and said, oh, I have a joke this kid's gonna love. And I didn't. This is actually the first year I have a New Year's resolution. I actually want to write a children's book for the first time in forever. And I know it sounds silly, but it's always been like a big dream of mine to make a lot of money without working too hard, because I feel like the bar for children's stories are low. They always have a weird and vague message. Even the popular ones are very hit or miss. I'll give you an example. The Boy Who Cried Wolf, an easy message. If you're obnoxious, you deserve to die. Which I think we can all be behind. Goldilocks and the Three Bears, a weird message. If you're going to rob a family, steal from the baby. They have the best stuff. What else? Little Red Riding Hood, a couple good messages from Little Red Riding Hood. Number 1, don't visit your grandma. And number 2, if you ever get eaten by a wolf, you won't die for a while. You'll just kind of be in its stomach and wait until someone with an axe shows up. What's another one? The Ugly Duckling, a terrible message from the Ugly Duckling. Everybody knows the story of the Ugly Duckling. It's about a baby duck who's butt-ass ugly. And all the other ducks make fun of him for being ugly. And then, eventually, he grows up. Turns out he wasn't a duck at all. He was a swan, which is like a sexy duck. And it's a terrible message to teach children, because it's like saying, hey, Billy, don't be mean to that ugly kid in your class, because he might be a completely different species from the other children. And whatever he is might have a completely different set of beauty standards. What is the real world analogy to that? Like, hey, remember that that kid Gary from kindergarten? You know we all made fun of him for being ugly because he was super pale and had like a weird haircut. Turns out he is a zebra. And honestly, as far as zebras go, not that bad looking. Thank you everybody, enjoy your night.
Give it up for Adam! Now everyone come on back out. Okay, they're gonna come out. We're gonna give it up one more time for our comedians this evening. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Our next show will be on January the 31st. Thank you all.
Why were you leave?